So for anybody who is watching this after the fact, I'm going to be editing up the afterlife module in my map Psychotron, and I'm thinking this will be the last time I touch that map because I've started working on a brand new map, and just want to focus on that. I don't like going back to old maps and revisiting them typically, but this is kind of something I want to oh, hey, Psycho Knight 141. What's happening, dude? Yeah, I'm just going to be editing up the Afterlife module in Psychotron and just making it a little bit less intense. So it's probably going to be the final edit I do for that map. First things first, I need to grab the high scores off of that map. Yeah, this is a bit of a late night broadcast, so no hard feelings for anybody who who misses this. Oh wait, yeah, I just need to check the leaderboard here. Okay, I'm gonna write down these names. Look at these folk, these fine folk. Drib. Let me get his. The top three names are gonna get a special place. Scores 1-1-1-3050. Yeah, sure, dude. Come hang out. I'm just taking down the names of these demigods. I think demigods of Snap Map. These glorious names. I'm just going to take a handful of them, probably just the top 3, and I'm going to put them somewhere in my map because I'm going to end up, unfortunately, wiping out the leaderboard. So it's just something I like to do, and anytime I wipe out the leaderboard, especially like with some of these scores, I'm sure some of these guys worked pretty hard, especially like .drib. Yeah, that's over 1 million points on this map. That's some time for sure. So let me get this guy here. What's his name? Dummenkopf. Let's see here. Here, should check his profile. Oh, that's an L. Okay. So, I was actually editing Stress Killer not too long ago, adding a feature for the Ultra Nightmare mode. Really, dude? I mean, I thought it was already pretty hard. But I guess it is probably meant for multiplayer anyway, so, I mean, with one player, that map is pretty hard. But maybe multiplayer, a little bit more challenging. You could take it on. Alright, let's see, get his score on there. 621 450. And I'm not gonna take down Anonymous's name because, I mean, if you don't have an actual name, I'm not gonna put you up there as Anonymous, so I'm just gonna skip down to Mr. 4, or Mr. Klez, I should say. Mr. KLEZ. And his score, 470,000. 400. Okay. Oh yeah, you didn't see it. I added 2 new modes: Monster Slayer Hard and Devil Incarnate Ultra Nightmare. Nice. Yeah, I'll have to swing around and check out that map again sometime, because I think you've probably changed a lot of things since I last played it. Alright, so I got those. Boop-a-doop-a-doo. Actually, I should probably just open it from the editor here. Oh, wait. No. I think I can get it from in here. No, I think there's a way you can get it from the downloaded side. Let's see here. I think if I go to... Here we go, yeah. I had to click play. But for the Ultra Nightmare mode, I disabled the chainsaw recharge for it. Originally, I was going to go with every round ends add chainsaw. Disabled the chainsaw, huh? That was a mighty useful weapon. Alright, so... So the biggest thing I'm changing here is these blocks are going to be static. They're not going to move no more. Hello. I'm live streaming my edits. It's a good thing I don't have a camera. Alright. Static. I'll probably be able to save a lot of memory on this too, since I'm going to be deleting some things. No, I didn't take out the chainsaw, just the auto ammo refill. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it's funny how you can, just making minor edits, you can really change the difficulty of certain maps. But your map, Stress Killer, I think is more suited towards multiplayer rather than single player. It's kind of like Terragrithius Chamber. That map was made, I think, designed around having multiplayer. Believe it or not, this map was actually designed around having multiplayer as well. I just, for some reason, the multiplayer just didn't want to work on this map. And Plasma actually made a world-class effort to try to fix it, and he was unsuccessful. So if Plasma can't figure it out, yeah, you're kind of screwed. So now that all that is done, I don't need... Oh, there's a lot of stuff I can get rid of. Get rid of that. But apparently one person got all aggravated towards me because I didn't do it a way he wants it. Oh, like somebody who played your map got all upset about the way you made your map? Yeah, that happens. Trust me. I've seen a lot of people get aggravated about this, especially this Wall of Torment section here. Which is kind of why I'm deciding to finally go ahead and defang it, because a lot of lesser warriors who were not as magnificent and glorious as some of us would get very frustrated at this point, and they would quit, and they would be very upset. You can get rid of all of this stuff. It can all go away now. Whoop. Okay. It's still doing that thing where it freezes up for a second after I change things here. That always makes me nervous. I don't know if you have to deal with that when you're editing your maps, but with me on the PS4, whenever the network and memory and stuff gets like super high like that, once it gets close to 100, things start to get really laggy when I make changes. And it makes me nervous because sometimes it will actually crash out the editor. So that's why I try to make a conscious effort to save frequently. Oh, he's doing it again. It should stop doing that though, I think, once I get enough of this stuff sort of deleted. Just changing a lot of these things to static is actually going to do a lot too, to save my memory. Ooh. You know, part of it could just be the fact that I'm live streaming too. I'm sure that doesn't make things any smoother. Okie doke. More close to this, he said that apparently my resources were all cluttered and that if I didn't make it work, he wasn't going to upvote it. Your resources were all cluttered. Oh, like... Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Was he just upset about that first room that you, Because I only played your map once, but as I recall, there was like a room that you start out in that had a bunch of switches with different weapons associated with them. Is that what he was upset about? Or was he talking about like you just had like a corner of your map that was just all cluttered with armor and ammo and stuff? I'm not going to scrap my whole map just to make one person happy to their needs. Yeah, for sure, dude. People are gonna hate. Look, even the best maps get downvotes, you know? You know, everybody has their own opinion, and you just have to sort of be the final. You know, I don't ignore it when people complain, but sometimes people just want to bitch. But sometimes they do have valid points, and sometimes people are right. I'm not always right, believe it or not.
Your torment isn't.
Yeah, I guess we'll keep that one. No, how I have... Yeah, it's just the text on my screen is... I'm just reading it, it's all kind of clumped together on the side. No, I have the whole map made, even where I have the logic set in. Oh, so he's complaining about your logic chains? Like, that your logic is all clumped together? Now that's a really stupid thing to complain about. Because you can't even see that when you're actually just playing it. Okay, I think I'm going to... I probably don't even need old Corpsey. Although, I could probably just change what he says. He doesn't need to say anything about climbing, about the stuff moving. Yeah, everything about the time warps. All that stuff can go away. that and the module where I keep the main logic in. Yeah, that's... I would just ignore it, dude. I mean, unless you ask somebody to actually like help you fix something that was wrong with your map, they have no right to complain about. They have no right to complain about the way you set up your logic. I mean, as long as it's functional, right? I mean, if it was buggy, that's one thing, but what, he's just upset that, you know, it was like, didn't like the way the nodes were set up. It's a silly thing to complain about. Okay. Okay, you gotta get it. Okay, yeah, I'll leave old Corpsey there for now. He's okay. Now, another problem people have is that a lot of people haven't figured out that you can just use your jets to fly up, so they'll try to just, you know, leapfrog over. And the thing with the Revenant is when he grabs a ledge, he does this thing where, like, he grabs the ledge and then he, like, jumps up and then forward. So sometimes people, when they're jumping at these ledges from the side, they'll overshoot it. So I'm going to try to just widen them up a little bit. Maybe, like, see how that looks. Exactly, thank you. He even said that I need to fix the Ultra Nightmare difficulty so it doesn't screw players over. It's an ultra... Yeah, isn't that the point? It's supposed to be difficult. Okay. It's a Ultra Nightmare. It will do that on the campaign also. Yeah. Yeah, dude, and the ironic thing is some of the people that complain the most about these snap maps are people who you'd think would know better. Like, I saw somebody with like hundreds of subscribers play this map, and they got frustrated because they were trying to use the rocket launcher as like a close quarters weapon. Like, they would run up to enemies with the rocket launcher out. They would get, like, you know, face to face with an enemy, shoot the rocket launcher at them point blank, and then blow themselves up, and then they would get really upset that they kept dying. And this was a person who should know better. I'm not here to name names, but it's a person with a lot of subs. But the thing is, some people with bigger oh, that's... I don't mean to be doing depth here. Some people with bigger channels, the thing is, they like to play lots of different games. So what'll happen is, you won't. A lot of these people who review snap maps, they'll play like a dozen different games at once. So they're never exactly competent at any one game. So, like, I get why people do that. They want to be, like, entertaining and appeal to everybody, but... let's just say, I mean... I just think there should be a certain degree of competency if you're going to be reviewing things like this. And then I saw, you know, another person who rage quit after playing Devil City Ransom because they couldn't figure out how to use their weapon wheel. They thought that all they had was the regular shotgun that you start out with. And so they were going around and they kept getting their ass kicked. And, like, Devil City Ransom isn't like a real hard level, honestly. It's hard if you want to get like a top score, or if you're playing on one of the harder difficulty modes, but I think this guy was just playing on easy, but he was getting really pissed off that he wasn't getting very far, and it's like, dude, you're not even using your double barrel. Yeah, so I mean, I don't get too concerned when people complain about things like that. I might need to make these a little bit bigger too. Yeah, looks better. Ironically, it was Terratella that said this, told him it's his opinion, but I'm not going to change one thing for one person just because they... I can't see the rest of that. I'm sure there's a way to check out... Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Terratella, he takes snap map very seriously, and he's a pretty good snap mapper, honestly. I played his map Stardoom Valley, and there was a lot of work put into that map. So, you know, I don't mind being criticized by somebody who kind of actually knows what they're doing. But yeah, I mean, I get where you're coming from for sure. Do 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 do. Plus, I know that that must be first place dude, but I made Stress Killer for fun of it, not force the scoring. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's actually one of the guys that got a really high score on this map as well. I think he's like in the top 10 or top 15 maybe. Like I said, this is a serious snap mapper, which I'm a serious snap mapper too, obviously. But yeah, you know, some people maybe more serious than they should be, perhaps. But yeah, it's all about having fun for me, though. Really, it's all about having fun. Snap map is just such a great way to, you know, you can just be so artistic and creative, and then of course the sharing feature is amazing too. You can build something. You can put a bunch of time and work into something, and then other people can actually play it and enjoy it, and you know, people can just share. And you know, another great thing is like you get to know people through Snap Map. Like you get to recognize authors, and each author has their own style, and that's one of the cool things about Snap Map too. Is, you know, like sometimes I see a map and I can just kind of tell who made it just by looking at the design decisions or the gameplay. Like especially Shades Master. I can always tell a map that he made because he loves using decals to make lava pits or I don't know, toxic waste swamps and things like that. And everyone's got their own style. Like Taylorhead, he has his own style. So I can probably get rid of these too. We don't really need the time clocks no more. That'll free up some space. Ooh, don't crash on me. Ooh. I should probably save. Yeah. Bam. Okay. I hope it saves and doesn't crash on me. We'll see what happens here. Come on. I think we're good. Saving. It should get less jittery the more stuff I erase. Doop-a-doop-a-doop-doop-doo. Yeah, for anybody just tuning in now, I'm just editing the Afterlife module in Psychotron. I just want to make it a little bit more, I mean, it is a little late in the game to be doing that, right? It's been out for months, but, you know, I think the novelty of the Wall of Torment has sort of worn off, and I think that anybody who I want to make it I want to make this map just a little bit more accessible for people who aren't as glorious as some of us, as far as their you know, Doom skills are concerned. People who die a lot, I don't want them to have to deal with the Wall of Torment every single time they die, or at least have it be so brutal. So I'm kind of making this bit a little bit easier. Oh my goodness, it's still saving. How long did it originally take you to make this? That's hard to say. I mean, I would say I worked on it for about 3 months, but the thing is, like, with me, I don't have that much spare time to do anything with Doom. So I probably only worked on it for maybe an hour a day over that time. No, maybe more than that, because, like, weekends and stuff. I'd say maybe 2-3 hours a day at best. So, yeah. I was for a while. I was building this map in between doing snap map reviews, but then once I got to the end, like when I was like, I'd say once I got about 3/4 of the way done with this map, I just took a break from doing reviews and then just focused completely on getting this map done. So I just disappeared off of YouTube for a while, and people were starting to wonder where I went. But no, I was just in a rush to get this map done because I was just, so close to having it done. I just wanted to get it finished. Plus, it was getting close to summertime. I just wanted to get it out of the way so I could go enjoy the weather, Oh my god, it's taking so long to save. It's getting me a little bit worried. It's not normal. Not normal to take this long. Oh, goodness. Oh, man. Maybe I shouldn't have tried saving it so soon. $5 months later. Yeah, no kidding. This is some goofy stuff right here. I'll give it another minute. Fortunately, I didn't get too far, but still. Well, this is exciting. Okay, I'm starting to think something went wrong here. There's nothing I can do right now. I'd have to like do a hard reset on my... Oh, it just finished. Thank Odin. Okay. Huh. Okay. Get rid of all that. Darn it, I was about to type another 5 months later. Well, I just saved you the time, man. Press left thumbstick. Okay, we don't need that message either. Now there's a way to see what all this connects to. What exactly is that? I think you grab it and then... No. Pin? No. I think it's options. Oh. What? Whoa. What am I doing? That's find next... Oh, it's finding the next node that's the same. Okay, I was just trying to see... I was just trying to see what it was connected to. I saw somebody do it in a stream earlier, and I was like, oh, that's a pretty convenient thing to do. Too bad I didn't pay it close enough attention. Alright, I'll just do this manually. I should stop trying to be tricky here. Okay, I don't need the launch pad. So I can get rid of a lot of stuff here, actually. Ooh. Oh, so making me so nervous. Okay. Oh man, there's so much stuff here. I'm gonna get rid of all this. Gonna do some major house cleaning here. Whoa! What the? Doggone it. Come on. Trying to grab this node. Thank you. Hey Taratella, welcome to the stream. I'm just working on one of the more frustrating aspects of my map here. Just trying to get it cleaned up. Doop 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 doop. that's... Time stop spawn. I'm so glad I'm so glad I labeled all this stuff back when I was building this map. Okay, enable hazard. What is that for? Oh, that is just free floating, okay. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Got rid of that. I'm going to clean up some of this stuff as well. Got a plan in my mind for what I'm going to do with this area. Get rid of that. Clean up some of this. Doop 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 doop. Okay. Yeah, this should be better. Okay. Pause time. Oh, I can get rid of all this. Oh, hey, Taylorhead. Thanks for dropping by. What up, Bobkins? The infamous Wall of Torment, yes. Finally decided to make it a little less tormenty. So what I'm doing so far is that these blocks are no longer going to move. They're just going to be stationary, and they're always going to be sticking out, and I made them wider. So it's not really going to be a Wall of Torment so much as just a Wall of Minor Inconvenience. But yeah, thanks Taylorhead for showing up. I know it's a little bit late for you, so I wasn't expecting to get any kind of a crowd. In fact, I probably won't be up too much later. I'm just going to try to get as much of this done as I can here. Get rid of all this. People don't know how hard it was at first. All blocks moved before. Yeah, dude, that's right, Taylorhead. They all moved, and you were a demon, and you didn't have no jets, or I shouldn't say you were a demon. You were a Baron of Hell. You weren't even the Revenant. You were a Baron of Hell, and all the blocks moved, and all the blocks moved quickly, and yeah, it was very difficult. I will even admit it was very difficult. All right. Taratella and Psycho Knight. I'm not gonna involve myself in your conversation too much there. I just want to say that my experience has been that you are both very fine mappers. I've played both your maps, and I would just say that I respect you both as snap mappers because you've both made very fine maps. Let's see here. Now I do have a thing for the time warp. Here we go. Let's do the time warp again. Yeah, Taylorhead. I love the idea about freezing time, but the barren ledge grab was pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, the freezing time thing, you know, I think it's a good thing to keep in the memory bank for maybe some other situation. But the thing about it was the people who were really talented never had to deal with the Wall of Torment, and the people who weren't very talented couldn't deal with it. So it just I don't know. It just suffice to say, you know, the people who got stuck there, you know, I feel bad for them. And this map's been out a long time, so I figure, you know, it's time to give people a break. I do like that clock sound, though. Yeah, so true. Bad players got it worse, and good players didn't get to see a cool geo area. Yeah. Yep, pretty much it. So I should be able to just delete all this now. Bye-bye. For real. Yep, for real. I just flew up the thing. Did you really Psycho Knight, or are you just pulling my leg? Most people really struggled with it. Except, this one dude I saw, Dark Star Angelo, he literally flew up that thing. Like, if you ever look up his playthrough of this map, he just like he died and appeared in the afterlife module, and he's like, oh, what's going on here? Oh, is this a wall? And he just flew up it, grabbed up a ledge, flew up, and he was up in like literally 3 seconds. And he's like, okay, back to the game now. I was like, dude. And then the crazy thing is, he died again later on and did the exact same thing. He went back to the wall and like, okay, time to go up the wall again. Doop 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 doop, straight up. Didn't miss anything. I was like, oh my god. So yeah. I went onto one of the pillars. Oh, you did the cheater way. That's okay. That's okay. Okay, I don't think there's anything else in there. I'm definitely gonna have to test this out though before I republish it. In case I accidentally deleted something I shouldn't. Oh, okie dokie. Bopkins, are you working on a new map? Yes, I am, Taylorhead. I am working on a new map. There isn't much to show right now, but I am indeed working on a new map. But Bopkins, I don't come on here to be mad at anyone, but I'm going to at least keep it honest with people. Yeah, dude. I got no problem with that. Okay, so I want to move this out of the way. Yep. Whoa. Are you doing more in this style or trying something new? Well, what exactly do you mean by this style? Are you talking about like the like sort of the fast-paced way that Psychotron plays out, or are you just talking about like lots of custom geo? I think I'm just gonna move this out of the way for now. Because it is going to be... It is going to have a lot of custom geo. But I think it's going to be more of a standard running gun. It's not going to have the score-driven modifiers so much. Although, I could change that at some point. But no, right now I'm just thinking it's going to be more of a standard running gun. Yeah, but I haven't gotten very far. I'm still working on the very beginning. Which, if you know me, you can probably guess how I would begin a map. With a, shall we say, dropship of some sort. I've already said too much. I am just going to get these out of the way. I'll probably end up deleting those later. I'm just getting them out of the way for now. You have any idea how you can top your opening scene? Yeah, actually. Yes, indeed. I'm building something that I'm pretty confident nobody's ever built in a snap map before. Alrighty, so... Okay, all of this is looking pretty darn good to me. Pretty darn good. So, I have a plan for over here. Actually, I was also thinking I should probably change the, let's just set the atmosphere to default for now. There we go. I was thinking I might just go ahead and change the background here. Have it sort of be the same deal as with Psychotron's realm, the boss Psychotron. Because I always kind of felt like the afterlife was supposed to be connected in some way to... Like, it was supposed to be like in the same plane, the same dimension as Psychotron, the boss. So, I think it might be more consistent if I used sort of the same background. But I'll just see how it looks, and if it looks terrible, I'll change it back. This opening was a blast to watch, and drop into the arena, and it grabs you by the balls like, ah! Yeah, man. Thank you. I think part of it was also that I was like, I had the movie Top Gun in my head when I was making it, which is why the bomber looks so much like an F-14 Tomcat. I wish I could recreate the opening scene from Top Gun, the carrier scene in Snap Map, but it would just be a cinematic. He wouldn't even be able to play it. I dig the rugged background, it's evil. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I can always change it back. I just wanted to see, what this was what this looked like. The thing is, like, I don't know if I like all these alien spaceships in the background. That might be my only issue here. I mean, I sort of like the rest of the background, but the ships kind of like make it look a little too science fiction and not enough afterlife. If you get my drift. The camera work is so good. Thank you. Don't you want to have more to work with in your map? Having more map resources to... I don't know if you're talking to me there. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe let's see a different one. Orbital sky. Oh. Maybe the Blood Keep? Although that is the intro with the bomber. That could get confusing too. I really wish there were more skybox options. I'm kind of surprised. I'm kind of surprised there aren't. Oh, geez, I don't know. You know, I might just keep it the way it was. If it weren't for those doggone alien ships, that kind of ruins my vibe here. Although I like that planet. That planet in the background looks really sick. I actually used that skybox for my resurgence maps. Gives it an apocalyptic feel. Yeah, it's cool. I just I don't know. And of course, it does kind of, it is kind of strange because this is a classic Doom skybox, and it's the only classic Doom skybox that I use in the entire map. You know what? I think I'll just save. I think I'll just change these back for now, and I'll focus on doing the rest of this level with the custom geo first. And then I can mess with skyboxes later. Did you try the star backgrounds? Oh wait, hold on. Bobkins, you should reuse your jet because it's so cool. I know, dude. It's only in the game for 5 seconds, literally. You only see it for 5 seconds. It would be badass to have a battle where you jump from one jet to another with wind effects. Yeah, that would be pretty cool. Did you try the star backgrounds? Black sky might look so cool with those stone textures. Yeah, you know, I was thinking about that because I've seen other maps that do it. Let's go ahead and see what that looks like, shall we? Because I do want to give it an otherworldly... Hey, that's not the one with the... Oh yeah, I don't want sky plus glass, I just want... There we go. Just the sky. Honestly, I rarely use the sky plus glass option. Yeah, I want to give it a an otherworldly feel. And I think that he might be onto something. Yeah. Let's see how that looks. Wait a minute. I keep picking that one. Okay. Yeah, actually I think that does look pretty good. The only problem is I might need to change this background for the demon gate because it's gonna look like it's invisible. Let's see. Maybe I'll just invert what I had. Let's change these guys Doopy 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 doo. Mars from space. Mars from space is a change of pace. That looks alright. I can always change the demon gate itself later, but I think we're off to a good start. Yeah, that was a good call, Taylorhead. I think I might have to go with this background. Definitely seems to fit pretty well. Let's go ahead and change some of the other ones here. So have you guys been doing the, hold on. The only thing I don't like is the planet. I wish it was just stars. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Because a planet's not exactly a, well, I guess technically it is otherworldly, but it's not exactly like other dimension, you know, which is kind of the vibe I'm trying to just, you know. But whatever. We have limited resources, don't we? You do the best you can. Like I said, I can always change it back if I really don't like it, but like, dang it, Mars, get out of here. Exactly, Psycho Knight. And you know what? If I had a Death Star, I could just blow up Mars like Alderaan, and it would be gone. And then I would just have the cosmic space, and that's it. So I was going to ask you guys, have any of you guys started making a, what is it now, Snapshot 5? I think it's Snapshot 5. Have either of you guys started building your Snapshot 5 maps, or you're going to sit that one out? I don't think I'm going to be building one. Not because I don't like doing the snapshot stuff, but I don't know. I'm just kind of waiting for a theme that I can get a little bit more excited about, that's all. If you ever build and the planet is in the wrong place, you can rotate the room to turn the skybox. Well, that's a good tip. I'll keep that in mind. Haven't been able to do any of them, been busy. I've been working on a Bioshock theme map. Oh, cool. That'll be interesting. Taratella, I'm not. I want to finish my map update before anything else. Yeah. I might still do a live stream, though, to try to scoop it. Just to play, like on a Thursday night or something, I'll just do a live stream of all the Snapshot 5 maps. You know, that way it's, it also gives people sort of a last chance to sort of see any, errors or any kind of glitches, and then just sort of fix them up before, good old Z-Man gets to see them. Well, sadly, I gotta hit the hay. Gotta be busy tomorrow. Later, Bopkins. Alright. Later, Psycho Knight. Thanks for stopping by. If you're ever looking for maps to play, you can check out my survival arena. Yeah, I heard you actually made a really good survival arena. I've seen videos of it. I haven't actually watched them because I try to not watch other people's videos until after I've actually played a map. Not far up behind you, Psycho. Yeah, I'm not far behind you guys either. This is a work night, after all. Okay. So there was one other thing. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. I have an idea for what I want to put in those corners. They're going to be statues that look like Psychotron, but I think I'm going to make them a little bit different. And this is probably going to end up being something that I'm not going to be able to get done in one night. Just looking at all this stuff, I have to manually change all these. But I'm thinking I can just copy... I forgot how many blocks Psychotron had in his head. I'm thinking I can just copy this over, and then I'm going to change the texture to make it like stone. And then it'll be like a statue that looks like Psychotron. And I might make a couple of them. We'll see. Taratella whips it good, but everybody else is pretty bad. Well, Taratella is pretty darn good at playing snap maps, because he did get a high score in this map. Which, by the way, Taratella, I apologize for having to wipe out your score from the leaderboard. But I recognize your glory. The skull is really nice. You should have seen how sad a cobra head I originally had on my horse map. Yeah, it would have been neat to see. I think what you ended up with, though, Taylor Head, was pretty good anyway. I mean, I thought you pulled out the atmosphere, pulled off the atmosphere really well, actually. As do most people. It was so sad looking. Well, you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? I had to delete a lot of stuff making this map. Taratella Bopium plays Doom. The only reason I didn't get top score was because I didn't grind long enough at the last boss, because Psychotron has in... your comment got cut off. Yeah, like, you do have to grind for a long time to get a super high score in this level. At first I wanted to make it so you walk through a tunnel of a snake and walk out its mouth. That'd be pretty cool. I gotta be careful here. Because his mouth does move, so I don't want to grab... I might just grab the top part of his mouth. Hold on. This is getting complicated. Oh, there's still a bunch of pieces I'm missing. Yeah, this is definitely going to be a project. Recreating Psychotron's frickin' head. Is it even worth it? I say maybe. Infinite score potential. Yeah. I didn't have that in mind when I was first designing it, but it was something I kind of realized after the fact. But then I was like, whatever. If you ever make another boss like this, make it so we can climb on him, like boost up his arm and pull out a power core. Yeah, have it be like one of those God of War type bosses where you have to climb up on top of him and run up his arm or something. Actually, when I was first thinking about this boss, I was going to have it so that you hit a launch pad and then you have to fly up through his eye, and then like when you get inside of his skull, there's just like all this like you have to like grab one of those gore nest things and then like you'd be pulling out his brain stem or something. But then I was like, oh, that's too much work. People will never figure it out anyway. That looks very tedious. My mouse is partially broken, so sometimes you can double click, but yeah, it's tedious with the PlayStation controller too, trust me. It's a good thing I remember where most of these blocks are, otherwise I would just say screw it. Get his upper lip. And I know I'm only going to get like half of this. Like, I'm going to go up to paste it and there's going to be like major holes in his head from stuff I didn't see. Okay. Yeah, God of War. Okay, let's see here. I think I got most of this. Whoop, missed one. I think I'm going to be off. I'm still in a bit of a sour mood with this Psycho Night thing, so I just want to clear my head and get some homework done. Yeah, no problem, dude. Thanks for dropping by. I mean, I know this is kind of a late, live stream, so I wasn't expecting everyone to stick around for very long. In fact, let me check the time here. 9:40. Yeah, I think I'll only be on another maybe 12 minutes or so. Then I'll call it good. First, let me try to copy this head over here. Alright. Oh, map full. Bullshit. Bullshit, I say. It's not letting me copy everything. You gotta be kidding me. Gotta be kidding me. Fine, I guess I can do without. just want to see. No, still not letting me. Oh, okay. You can use a sequel Iron Maiden, use Eddie as the final boss. Yeah, that'd be cool. Later. Okay. Good night, Taylorhead. Thanks for watching the stream. Alright, I guess I'm not gonna get my Psychotron head after all. There's just too many pieces in it. Too many pieces. Doggone it. Oh. Yeah, bye, Taylorhead. Have a nice night. Oh, come on, I can't even copy that. Seriously, the map isn't that full. Alright, maybe I'll just go ahead and delete some stuff out of here. Let's see. Player 2. Okay, that's player 2. Player 3. Player 4. Okay. Well, since I've pretty much given up on the idea of having more than one player, I might as well just get rid of all this. See if I can free up some space here. Get rid of all that stuff. Yeah, 90% of this logic out here is just unnecessary. Even if I did have 4 players. Poor Plasma spent a good portion of his evening trying to fix this mess. Suffice to say, much of this can be condensed down to far less of what it is. Rid of all that stuff. Gone, gone, gone. Now I know there's a way to select all of the stuff in a logic chain, but I don't want to do that because I think this is all connected to a sound signal and a message signal that I don't want to have deleted. So oh, hey Sorrow Wangy. If you want to copy and paste PBVs, you're going to need more network. Ah. Well, maybe I can get rid of some of that here. Looks like I'm mostly just deleting memory though. Okay, now this should all just be the player 1 stuff here. Even if they're static. Yeah. Player 1. Yeah, it's not going to do anything. It might make my load times a little faster. We'll see. Yeah, this is all the player 1 stuff, so we'll just keep that there. That should be good. What? Oh, missed one. Mm-hmm. Okay. Doop 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 doo. You know, I could delete some of these fellas. I don't think I need quite so many corpses lined up, since a lot of people just shoot at them anyway when they first see them. I won't get rid of all of them, but I'll get rid of most of them. I'll leave these guys here. There we go. Do you know how many blocking boxes for your Psychotron skull? A lot, dude, a lot. I was trying to copy and paste them earlier, and there are quite a few. In fact, I'll show you right now. Yeah. See, this skull actually has many, many pieces to it. Probably at least a few dozen. Not to mention all these teeth. Seems awfully a lot, and I think you're going to have to temporarily delete certain things to copy and paste that. You may be correct. But I'm thinking I might just I want to make a Psychotron statue. So I might be able to get away with just doing the face and then just sort of ad-libbing the rest of it out of stone blocks. Pretty crappy thing since I had to do this in my secluded map 09 when I was copy and pasting one of the walls from my cathedral. Oh yeah. Yeah, it does get kind of annoying when your map memories, your network is so high that you have to start the thing that bugs me the most is when, like, you go to copy and paste things, or when you delete certain logics, and, like, the entire map pauses for a minute, and then you're not sure if it's gonna, like, crash the map or not. Like, I don't mind, you know, certain things, but when maps crash, that is no good. Okay, let's see here. Ugh, still can't do it. Unless you completely kill the co-op function of the map. You know, I might as well, because I've never been able to get co-op to work in this map. Nope. Nope. I haven't gotten co-op to work. I have no idea why, but it'll just, if you try to play it in co-op mode, what'll happen is whoever the co-op player is, the map will just crash on them, and they won't be able to start. They'll just get sent back to the to like the title screen or something. Player 1, I think, can start, but for whatever reason, this map just doesn't like having more than one player in it. You know, so I might have to just start trying to build those statues from scratch. Are there sub-objectives on? I know that glitch is still function. Yeah. I've heard, I think Plasma was saying that might be the problem as well. Yeah, there are sub-objectives, I believe. So like each boss has an objective thing because it shows shows their health. Each boss has a health marker. Yeah, I mean, the other thing though is it would also I'd also have to do it for Psychotron also, because he has one for his health. Yeah, that would actually be the biggest problem for me, is having to disable the one for Psychotron. The boss Psychotron. Because if you don't have a health marker for him, then there's just no way to know that he's even a boss you have to kill. Yeah, it's kind of a screwy thing that they had it, that they have that glitch. You'd think that they would have solved it by now. Maybe you can, and like a message if player enters module. Yeah. Maybe. Right now I'm just focusing on fixing the afterlife module, because that's where people had the most complaints. Is people would get to this wall and they would just it used to be really brutal, like all the pedestals would move in and out, and people just wouldn't be able to climb it. So I'm just sort of focusing on making that part a little easier, so they're all going to be static now. Fix this. Actually enjoyed the original version of it. It gave you some sort of fear of dying. Yeah, it did. That was sort of my original intent, is just to like punish the player for dying, and then they would I guess the philosophy behind it was, if the player is really worried about death, then that will make them enjoy the time that they're playing, that they're not dying more. You know, it would make the time you're alive more enjoyable, knowing that if you died, it would be this really horrible fate that you'd have to try to avoid. But the thing is, the players who are really skilled wouldn't generally die, and the players who weren't skilled and did die weren't skilled enough to climb the wall at all. So it ended up being kind of a moot point for a lot of people. It's funny, I died in the dumbest way when I first played this map. I think I tried using the combat shotty on a group of imps, and some random ass pinky just jumped in my face and I killed myself. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can get this part. I used to make all my maps on One Life, but I changed it to make people play co-op better with randoms. Holy shit. Yeah, all of my early maps were just One Life permadeath. But now I kind of have an aversion to doing that now. Just because I kind of want to, because there are just some problems with doing permadeath. It's just that when you first start out building maps, it's just the easiest thing to do. It was so frustrating when you didn't get good players. Oh yeah, are you talking about people playing your map, or are you talking about like, you're talking about people like YouTubing it, or are you talking about people playing co-op with you? For checkpoints. Yeah, checkpoints are probably the way to go. Let's see, I'll change some of these down here too. Playing co-op with me. Yeah. So my problem is I actually don't play that much co-op, but what sort of annoys me is people who play a lot of Snap Map, but then when it comes time to play your Snap Map, they suddenly forget how to use their weapon wheel, and they try to use rocket launcher as like a close quarters weapon, and they don't want to actually read any of your instructions that you give them, and then they complain when they get killed. Which seems like it shouldn't be a common thing, but it is unfortunately a common thing with some people who do YouTube stuff for Snap Map. Usually though, it's because sometimes people are playing like 12 different maps or 12 different games at the same time, so they're not specifically good at any one game. Well, this map was always designed for more advanced players anyway, but since it's already been out so long, I figure like most people have already gotten a chance to play it. But for the people who haven't, I might as well, make it a little bit easier. You play with randoms. Yeah, well, my biggest problem with playing co-op with Snap Map is just the lobby system. Just getting somebody to play with you. Sometimes you just wait forever for somebody to show up in the queue. So I think I'm going to end up deleting this stuff here. Go ahead and do that now. I only moved it out of the way so that I could do some other stuff. I thought maybe I would end up using those structures, but I don't think I'm going to. They're not that impressive anyway. Bloop. Yeah, it's looking a little bit better actually. I decided to change my maps from 1 life to infinite life. I think it's the right change since I'm able to create much harder fights. Except for survival maps. Yeah, survival maps are different. I have a map called Brother's Keeper, which is just like, those arena survival maps? This is one where you have like a base, and you're basically like defending this little base from, I think maybe you've played it before, but you're defending the base from just like wave after wave after wave of demons. They get increasingly stronger, and after each wave, you get a power core, and you can use it to upgrade something on your base. During a live comm, we both enjoyed it. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think you did. I think I've seen your video. Yeah. Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about. Like maps like that, yeah, definitely 1 life makes sense. But we always had one complaint, which is the ammo issue, where it took a while to respawn. Yeah, it is there is a bit of an ammo starvation aspect to that map. The idea is that you have to be a little bit strategic with which weapons you use and when. There is a timer though on all the weapons and all the ammo, so it does respawn, but it's like a 5 to 10 minute timer, I think, on most of the ammo. So the thing is, it was just designed that way so that you couldn't just grab like the super shotgun and some other really good weapon and just use only those two weapons throughout the entire arena fight. Like, you'd actually have to swap them out at some point because you'd just run out of ammo. Then you'd be forced to use like a different set of weapons. But yeah, no, I mean, I probably could have done a better job explaining that mechanic to people. It's, it's not exactly fair to expect people to just intuitively know that. So I really want to build like a statue or something in this corner. I want to do something. I feel like there's a lot of I don't know. If I can at least get the eyes. Let's see. Okay. I might have to do this in pieces. Here we go. Yeah, my only thing is, I think it's a good common courtesy to, if you're going to make your map permadeath with just one life, just let the player know at the start of the levels. Just let them know at some point, like, hey, this is permadeath, you only get one life. Just as a common courtesy, I think it's a good thing to do. Let's see here. But about finding co-op lobbies, I agree, it's very tough to find games nowadays, although I can still find games of my city's survival at times. Was that your map, the city survival one? That's a pretty popular map. If I'm thinking of the same map, doesn't it have like 50,000 plays or something ridiculous? It definitely sounds familiar. I'm pretty sure I played it at least once. Yeah, it's that map, and it's fun to see players host my map and then come in and help them survive as long as I can because I know how to. Yeah, that probably is pretty cool. Let's see. Especially if you, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Especially if you've got like secret stuff in your map that only you know about. I do that sometimes. I put stuff in the map that that most people would never find out about, just for fun. But eventually the secret gets out, you know, people can just open up your map, and if they're really hell-bent on finding out, you know, learning the map inside and out, they can just do it that way, but I'm sure most people don't go through all that effort. I do try to play various maps being hosted by randoms at times, just to keep the online factor alive. Yeah, I should probably do that too. I haven't played a co-op map in a long time. I think most people just want to play 1v1 or whatever it is, where they're playing like a multiplayer deathmatch type of thing. Seems like Cartoon Killzone or the Zombies is the most popular map for them at times. Yeah, I believe it. People love them some zombies. Oh boy. This is going to be kind of screwy. I don't know what it is about maps like that people just really love those kinds of maps. Although I remember like when zombies first came out for Call of Duty, and it was fun. I mean, it was fun, but I didn't go crazy about it like a lot of people did. I never got into the snap map version of zombies, although I do respect the mapper, but I think the 12 enemy limit is just a problem. Yeah, the 12 enemy limit certainly is a problem. Certainly is. It's actually a huge problem for most people, I think. Because I think a lot of people try to get into snap map, but then once they figure out that there's a 12 demon limit, they get frustrated and angry, and then they just never want to do anything with snap map again. Because I think people think back to like the original Dooms, where you could literally fill up an entire room full of enemies and have like 1,000 enemies. You know, never mind the fact that they were two-dimensional sprites and they didn't take up hardly any memory. But you know, people think they can do that in snap map, and then they just get really disappointed when they find out that they can't. Whoop. Of course, there's ways to get around all that stuff. You know, if you're if you're good enough at snap map, you can think of creative ways to get around that 12 AI limit. But I won't lie, it is limiting for a lot of things. And a lot of people just, you know, you can't expect them to stick with it that long, you know. First impressions. I can't believe I'm reconstructing his face like this. This is going to be really strange. Oops. That's one thing I'm proud with City Survival. I designed the map very well with the 12 demon limit and make it feel like a true survival experience. Yeah, good job, man. I mean, that is no easy task for sure. Like, trust me, like with this map Psychotron, like you're just constantly fighting enemies the whole time, and you always feel like it's just this never-ending wave, but yeah, stays within that 12 AI limit. But realistically, like, you can only take on so many demons at once anyway, so it wouldn't really make sense to have like 1,000 demons in one room anyway. Do hope to see the maps we've made will be compatible for Doom 5 or future Doom. Yeah, I'm not gonna hold my breath, but that would be sweet. What I've always thought would be cool is if they if at some point they released like a like, say you get a future version of Doom with like a better snap map. Like, it'd be cool if like they actually carried over like some of the more popular maps from Doom 4 and just put them in the game somehow, or made that like a feature somehow where people could still play them. Like, maybe even if they only did the community spotlight maps, just so that they I don't know. It would just be a shame to see like all of this all the stuff in Snap Map just kind of disappear, you know? Because there are honestly a lot of cool things in Snap Map, just that people have made with the tools that they have. Yeah, got it. Personally believe it needs to, because the problem with Snap Map had a crappy launch. Barely any good maps to play, and the devs relied on us to make great maps, and that took months due to the updates and all that. Yeah, I agree for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I don't want to take anything away from people that did the best they could with the pre-patch stuff, but yeah, in my opinion, it wasn't until I would say like the last 6 months or so that you started seeing the true potential of Snap Map. Like, the difference between a map like this one I'm working on right now and, like, say my Aliens map that was made in the pre-patch days, it's like night and day. So, like, there's, you know, Snap Map still has a ton of potential, but like you're saying, first impressions, you know, a lot of people got turned off early. Yeah, I think if they relaunched like a Doom 5 or something, and they had a better version of Snap Map for that, or even if it's just like the same Snap Map engine but with more content, I think it would take off. I think it'd be a lot bigger. Because like if you go back and you watch like the early YouTube videos that people made of Snap Map, it's mostly just people complaining about how Snap Map sucks and it's not good and you can't do nothing with it in the 12 AI limit and, you know, bitch. And then like the maps that people were showcasing were like, oh, you know, it's like a, you know, they were kind of like, you know, really lame, like, oh, I made a virtual piano in Snap Map, look at these sounds I can make. Or I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. They're just silly maps. I personally cannot see a future Doom following the same mistakes of Doom 2 2016, since I think it's just going to be similar to the overall impact. Yeah, I'm sure they've learned their lessons. I'm sure. I have a lot of confidence in Bethesda id. And if anybody cares about, you know, doing things right, I would think that they would be them. Because we're talking about their money and their business, you know. I think it's a good sign of respect too, because dude, seriously, we need to spend so much time making these maps, we should be rewarded for something. Not just getting our stuff featured. Yeah, I mean, for me, just having the tools to build snap maps and share them with people, and just being creative and stuff. That's all the reward I need. Because this is like the best level editor, you know. For all its flaws, I think Snap Map is still by far the best level editor of any game I've seen, as far as just the infinite possibilities of like all the different stuff you can create. I think we've only scratched the surface. Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of maps. I think of maps all the time of like things I could make, but usually it's just like, do I really want to spend the time to make that? Usually it's just like, yeah, I could make that in Snap Map, but I don't really want to spend the time doing it. That's the only thing, is like, it's one thing to think of a concept, it's another thing to actually commit the time and effort into bringing that concept into reality and actually building it. Sometimes it's like, oh, that'd be a cool idea, but ultimately it's not really worth your time. Yeah, having single player support is also big too, which is why I never got into Halo's Forge. Yeah, Halo used to be like my favorite game of all time. I never got into the multiplayer just because I never had Xbox Live back in the day. But after Halo 3, that was the last Halo I can honestly say I was excited for. And after that, I just kind of lost interest and I stopped paying attention. In fact, I kind of stopped playing a lot of video games just in general around that time. Let's see. A lot of Halo players. Halo 5 had some highs and lows. Yeah, honestly, dude, I haven't even played any Halos beyond Halo 3. I think I actually do own. I actually own Halo 4. Yeah, I own Halo 4. I just haven't really played. I think I've played like one level of it, and I just sort of put it down. And I actually did go out and buy the Halo Anniversary Edition for the 360 back when that came out, just because I still love the original. The original Halo is still probably one of my favorite games of all time. I think it's because of the nostalgia of the original game, since I was mostly a PC FPS gamer, but Halo got me into console FPS games. Yeah, like when the original Halo came out, it was so much more advanced than anything else that had come out for consoles at that time. Is this static? Yeah. Yeah, and the fact that it had a good co-op mode, that helped a lot too. And just the graphics were so amazing, and like it actually had in-game physics that were, believable. Like it just totally blew everything out of the water. Not to mention, it was just a really badass concept. You had vehicles, and like, people forget that before Halo came out, a lot of that kind of stuff wasn't common in first-person shooter games. Having like actually a real physics engine, and having vehicles that you could actually drive around, and all that stuff. Not to mention the controls. The Halo controls were really solid. Oh yeah, multiplayer was good. So I think at this point, I'm gonna see what I can do with this stuff here. Now this might be a disaster. And if it is, oh boy. This is static. Yeah, good. Did you play classic Doom back in the day? Not back in the day, like not back in like 93 when it launched, but I did play it kind of in the mid to late 90s on PC, because believe it or not, my grandfather was kind of one of the early adopters of like Windows PC, and he so you wouldn't think it, being like an old man, but he actually had a lot of really awesome computer games back in the day. Like he had Wolfenstein and Doom and Heretic and Rise of the Triad and all those super violent first-person shooter games on PC, and I used to play them on his Windows 95 at the time. And that was sort of my first experience with playing the original Doom. Managed to beat Doom 1 and 2 on UV when I was like 7, 8. I played with arrow keys too, and just like you, I played it. Yeah, he was the coolest grandpa ever. Let's see. That don't look quite right. Yeah, the thing was, though, I was never really that good at it. I played it and I had fun, but fortunately my grandpa knew all the cheat codes, because I was just a little kid also, and I wasn't very skilled. Anyways, probably gonna go. Eventually, I feel like playing some multiplayer and maybe some 360 games. Yeah, dude, don't let me keep you. Thanks for stopping by, though. Good luck on updating Psychotron, which I still think is the most visually impressive snap map to this day. Thank you. I appreciate that. And have a nice night. Ooh. Oh boy. Psychotron's gonna have a crooked jaw. Eh. Yeah, that looks about better. Have his mouth open a little bit. Let's see here. You got a big head, big head. Let's see if I can move this around here. Okay. That would be the top there. Let's see here. Hmm. What am I doing? Maybe if this was a little bit more. Could have it like that. Hmm. Uh, that doesn't look good at all. Hmm. Uh. I don't know. It's just... Hmm. They have on the other side. I think it's just in the wrong spot. Yeah, I'm still up. I'm about to call it good though. Just trying to. Hmm. All right. I'm thinking I'll. Thinking I'm gonna work on this some more later, but basically I think I'm just gonna have this skeleton statue just kind of like crumbling off into the abyss there. I'll put some more on it, but I think I'll do that probably tomorrow. But I have made some good progress. It's like I'm sorry if it was turning this chat in a bit of a battlefield. Oh, yeah, don't worry about it, dude. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So I feel like I did fix this Wall of Torment. But I'm going to go ahead and save now. What time is it? Yeah, give it a minute to save. Wow, I can't believe I've been streaming for 2.5 hours. Where does the time go? I guess time flies when you're having fun. And of course, it takes like 10 minutes to save. There we go. Okay. Well, one final look at this room, the afterlife module. I've changed quite a bit. The Wall of Torment is a lot less brutal. Yeah, the time it takes would suck to leave a whole bunch of stuff because of infrequent saving. Yes, and I've experienced that before. Trust me. And so has many people, I do believe. Yep, there's a Psychotron statue, work in progress. And I changed the background to the outer space theme. So I'm going to probably end the stream now. I want to thank everybody that managed to catch me in the live stream. And this did go a bit late. All right. Night to you as well, Taratella. And to all of you out there in YouTube land, have a nice night. And until next time, peace out.